Hey, it's been a while since I've done a tattoo video and I really thought this would be quite useful. I'm going to help you describe what tattoo you would like. You may think that you're doing a grand job by saying to your tattoo artist,
"Hey, I would like a flower tattoo on my leg, please."
There are actually a few problems with this. In this video, I'll go through what terminology you can use to help clarify the exact tattoo that you want. All the things you want to add to your description of your tattoo. You will become your artist's favourite person if you do this. Remember, if you like this video, please give me a thumbs up, subscribe and hit the bell button to be notified when a new video pops up. Thank you and I appreciate the support. If you're wondering, hey, what's wrong with saying you want a flower tattoo? Here are just a few examples of how a flower can be tattooed. The next problem is, what flower would you like? If you're not bothered at all, great, say that. I don't care what flower you tattoo on me, you pick. However, if you would like a particular type of flower, say a rose, say specifically what flower you would like. Even when it comes to roses, there's over 300 species of rose. The final problem with that request is that a leg is quite big. Whereabouts on the leg and roughly what size would you like it? There's a big difference between this and this. Let's go through the different styles of tattooing. Brace yourself, there's quite a few. I'll also put a list of these in the description box if you want to look into them further. First up, traditional, trad, old school. So this is the thick lines, bold colours, usually black, red, yellow, blue and green. Not many more colours are used on these. Lots of roses, boats, eagles, daggers and swallows are done this way. Think Sailor Jerry style. Then we have neo-traditional. This links to traditional, but it's a newer version of trad. So perhaps not quite as bold and using a different variety of colours, maybe a little bit more subtle and adding a few extra details. So slightly more realistic than trad. New school. This is where all of the colours come out and a cartoon element is added in. A lot of weird and wonderful creations happen in this style. Black and grey. So as you would imagine, it's black and grey and maybe some white highlights. Mostly in a realistic style of tattooing, so therefore there doesn't tend to be a solid outline used. Colour realism, yeah, pretty self-explanatory. Portrait, faces. And you can obviously use more than one of these categories. So you could say, I want a black and grey realism portrait of ASAP Rocky. Japanese tends to be big coverage of limbs. So leg pieces, back pieces going down onto the bum. Generally with colours, solid blacks, thick lines, and a lot of things done in this style are dragons, koi carp, tigers, peonies, waves and wind bars. Tribal, very popular in the Dusk Till Dawn era, aka the 90s. Not so much now, but I still get a few requests. However, Maori and Polynesian style tattoos fall into this category, which are still popular. Different patterns can have different meanings in these styles, and some consider this to be cultural appropriation, so just be mindful of that if you request this style. Generally done big, bold, black patterns. Ornamental and abstract. I would say this is a newer version of tribal, which is very popular at the moment. Mainly with black ink, solid, bold lines, or it could be dot work. It can be uniform if you're going more ornamental style, and if you're going abstract, it can be very free-flowing and all sorts. Dot work. Lots and lots of dots. This can be mixed in with some line work if you wish. Script and lettering. I would say there are two types in this category. There are script masters. So these are people that will actually Sharpie the writing, the script on you, along with lots of flowing lines and stuff. It's incredible what they do. It's generally just one word put in a big place, and also just in black and grey. Then you could have just really small, delicate, simple script, lettering, words, dates. This is when a reference image comes in handy to differentiate between the two. Watercolour. Yes, Colour is generally used in this, but you can do it in black and grey as well, which kind of looks like water, can be a smoke effect. And the watercolour can be done super bold and paint splatty, or it can be done really subtly without many solid parts. This can also be added to another style of tattoo, crossovers. Oh, naughty. Geometric. This is usually done just in black and grey shades. Lines and dot work are mainly used for geometric. Lots of symmetries and patterns that make your eyes go funny, but also can be applied to animals, shapes and mandala styles. Black work. Black work is technically just using black ink. However, I actually use shades of grey too. Sue me. Don't sue me. When it comes to black work, I would definitely use more description to describe your tattoo, rather than just saying, I would like a black work rose please. So more descriptive words you can use to describe your tattoo are things such as sketch style tattoo. So there's no real neat outline, there's kind of lots of lines, so it looks like it's sketched on your skin. Not particularly neat, but obviously it will still look like whatever you want it to look like if it's done well. Dot work shaded tattoos. This is to do with the shading inside the tattoo. When it's dot work, it's individual dots, and this can be easily confused with stipple or whip shading. And again, this is the effect of the shading. Stipple and whip shading is a lot softer than dot work shading. The needle is run over the skin really quickly, so it does look like dots instead of a solid line, but it's just a lot softer. Fine line. So this is just the line work. No shading is added. So a fine line work tattoo is just lines. However, you could say I want some dot work shading added to this tattoo, or whip shading. Illustrative is like a crossover between a drawing and realism. It's not realism as in it looks like a photo, but it's not sketch style because it's neater than that. And different elements can also be added to that if you wanted some ornamental bits added, or some geometric patterns or something. Just goes quite nicely with everything. And I'd say my pet portraits are done in this illustrative style, which are my absolute favourite. There are loads and loads of different styles, and people are pushing boundaries of what's possible all the time when it comes to tattooing. If you have a unique idea, try your best to explain it to your tattoo artist. If your artist needs more information, they'll ask you for a consultation or to give them more information or images. I love unique ideas like this or like this. Something that I need when it comes to the description of your tattoo is inspirational images. Don't worry, your tattooist won't just copy someone else's work, well they shouldn't. I want to create a unique idea for you, but I need to know exactly how you want it, so I'm not wasting time drawing something that is not the style that you want. Try not to send loads of different styles. So if you find a realistic piece that you really like, and you find a really bold, dark piece that you really like, pick your favourite and go with that. Because if you send two totally different styles, that is not going to help your artist at all. If you can use words and pictures, gold star for you. Don't forget to mention where on your body you would like it and a rough size. You don't need to be super exact, but there's a very big difference between 5 centimetres and 50 centimetres. If you want specifics, be specific. And also try to keep an open mind when you do get your design. You might have something very specific in your head, but there's a reason why you went to that artist who you went to. You clearly like their work, and if they've come up with something unique for you, keep an open mind about it. However, also, if you don't like it or you want some changes, don't be afraid to say so. If you would like something like this, here's how I would describe it. I would like to get a black work ornamental style tattoo to go from just above my belly button up to my chest. In the sternum part of the tattoo, I would like to include a butterfly. I don't mind what type, but not too dark. I would like to put a lotus style pattern behind, so this spreads out under my chest a bit. I would like some leaf elements added here and this to be symmetrical. In the section above, I would like to include some moons, shapes and other ornaments broken up by dots. I would like the whole piece to be around 30 centimeters in length and have elements of dot work shading in it. Or how I would describe this one, I would like an image of a bust of a statue in a female form with a snake wrapping around it. And I want this in black and grey realism. I would like to have some soft stipple shading on the inside with the snake being the darkest part. I don't really want a solid outline around the statue as I want to keep this very light and delicate. I would like to have the statue cracking in some parts and I want it to go on my forearm around 15 centimeters in length. Well, I hope you and your tattoo artist find this video useful. Thanks for watching and I'll see you next time.